In 2024, SIG is introducing two new versions of the 226, the 40th Anniversary Edition and the Reserve. Guys, I can't even keep up with what these names are called anymore. But it's the shiny, pretty one, and I'm going to tell you about it now. Welcome back to the Humble Marksman channel. I'm David, and I'm at the 2024 SIG Next event where they dropped their new pistol products and optics for the year. I got to go hands-on with the new 40th Anniversary 226 and the P226 Reserve. What it is it's a high polished finish with the slide integrated expansion chamber. It has the steel frame of the XFive, and it comes with awesome aluminum grips made by LOK Grips. It's basically the fanciest 226 in the current lineup. But first, let me give a shout out to the dads in the audience and honor you with this. What do you call a 400-pound alcoholic? A heavy drinker. So we'll start with the P226 Reserve, and that has the SIG slide integrated expansion chamber, which means that the barrel's just a little bit shorter than the slide, and the slide has two vents at the top that helps allow some of the gas as it's exiting the muzzle to expand, hit the vertical baffles in the port and be directed up rather than out the muzzle, helping combat muzzle climb and take some of the energy off the slide. The gun is a steel frame, single action only gun, and the way the XFive does the controls with the manual safeties and the slide release from slide lock is actually usable, and it is a very cool gun. The finish is very gorgeous. When we got to see it at the initial banquet when it was all polished up and looked super shiny, it was fantastic. And then we got our grubby mitts all over them, and you can see every single smudge that where everybody has touched it ever, which is sad because it has a beautiful shiny finish. Because the 226 is a high bore axis gun, it's a hammer fired gun, what ends up happening is generally there wants to be some rotation when you shoot the gun. The slide integrated expansion chamber mixed with that steel frame creates a shooting experience that is a lot more flat shooting, married with the gridlock pattern of the LOK grips that come on the 226, which is what is on my XFive stainless at home. It gives you plenty to hold on to so that the gun doesn't move around a lot. So it is basically the ultimate shooting experience. But I will say that if you think that this gun is going to get you to like the race gun level of bonkers, I would say it's more like a 226 than it is a full-blown race gun. So, you know, moderate your expectations on that. It is a cool gun, but the MSRP on it is $2,800, which is a whole lot of money. Dropping back and getting back to its roots is the P226 40th Anniversary Edition, where they basically took all these fancy features like a light rail, a fancy single action only trigger with a straight blade trigger, fancy finish, and, you know, slide integrated expansion chamber and red dot cuts. They just took all that off. There's not even a light rail. It is the original configuration of the P226, and honestly, it's pretty awesome. And it's going to sell for about $1,200. And it comes in, I didn't get photos of this, but it comes in a really awesome like cardboard box like the original P226 packaging. So it basically looks like an old Adidas shoe box or something like that, which is kind of cool in its own right. It's going to come with the flush base pad magazines, but for people who like the P226, it is a really cool shout out. To be honest, I actually liked the 40th anniversary edition of the P226 more than the Reserve, which is very surprising because I thought the Reserve was going to be calling my name. But despite the fact that I ride the slide release on Legacy 226s, I still just found that I liked it better. Despite being a dot guy, like it's more true to what a 226 kind of is supposed to be. And it's a fun shooting gun, even with more muzzle rotation and everything. I just really enjoyed shooting the 226 40th. So people who like hammer-fired SIGs have two new options to consider in 2024. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I can tell you more about the other products at SIG Next 2024.